Jumping on. Now been deleted on TikTok, which I think we all expected. I think she left it open just for me to try and abuse her through it and this and the other. Questions. Why did a parent message you on his TikTok? True. He's seen that, and if she took his phone off him, then I'm sure he's accessed it through one of his mates or anything, or there's a possibility it could have done, so he would have seen it. Why did she not do it through another way? Well, she could have done it through an email. She's got my email address, so she could have emailed me, but she chose to do it that way. Very angry, yeah, I agree. Very, very angry. Shows on the message. A very angry person. Should have been done on an email. She's on an email that she sent to Michelle, one of my partners from a few years ago. She put, he's not doing anything. He's not getting contact. He's not sent birthday cards, Christmas cards, money or anything. How can I when I don't know where you are? Don't know where the oldest one's living. Yesterday, I had 2 people in my house. One was a police officer. Do I fear for the welfare? Yes, I do. Would you like me to pursue it? At this moment in time, no. Wait until next week. Let's wait until next week. Loopholes. I'm going to do what they do, and I'm going to jump through every single loophole. If I contact the police today and say, well, I don't know where she's living, I want a welfare check done on her, and the police go out today, then obviously they'll go to the school for addresses and this and the other. Might have to leave it till next week before I contact them, and then there won't be a school for them to contact, so they'll have to get in touch with their employee and ring their employee, because I know she's working for a brewery. Ring them up and say, we need to do a welfare check on a child that's under, somebody's got one of your venues. Could you tell us which venue it is? I think that might be the best way to go around it. That was the advice I was given. That might be a better option. She said, well, we'll do it next week then. Make no rush. I don't think they're at risk. I just want a welfare check doing on them. If there was at risk, I would have done it yesterday. Certainly a welfare check needs doing on him because he's reaching out to me. Do you think he's being abused in some way, emotionally, traumally, or anything else? Not sure. If that, everybody said that. Everybody on the street said that. A lot of messages have come to me. I've said that. You need to do something. I do need to do something. Another thing that's come to light, bless her little cotton socks, my records have been looked under at the police. Contact when I've contacted the police and all that lot. I actually caught a lot of things I didn't know about that happened and I forgot about, which she's dug up and getting me documentation for. When I lived in Sutton in Ashfield, she kicked off in my house one day and I phoned the police on 999 and they came to the property. I was stood outside the property, all on statement, all on police record, stood outside the property while she was kicking off inside the property. No charges were brought, as my name, didn't want to pursue the matter, but it's on the incident log. Medical records. Mine have crossed over. I was called in because somebody tried to increase my prescription order. Can't go into that. It's all going to be on the legal side of things. I've gone through my paperwork and I forgot that I've got 2 more letters in my possession with names of certain incidents that I can't discuss on here. I can't make public. But I've got a loophole. I've got a loophole to make this public. Okay? So these letters name certain individuals for certain things that I can't go into on here, or because it's been dealt with it's official, I can't do it. But I've got copies of those in an envelope, signed, written on it, confidential, signed over where it's stuck down on my possession. If I'm arrested for anything and the police decide to open those, and it says on it confidential, but they open them, I will make sure in court that they are read on my court, interview and are listed as evidence. They then can be read out in public court, which means that any member of the public can be in that courtroom and listen to my evidence, listen to the word for word that it says on them letters. So if it ever comes to that and you want to know what's on them, I will make sure that everybody knows when I'm in court, public court, and we'll fill that courtroom if you're interested. And you can see through this loophole what's said on these letters. Very, very, very interesting. I've got 2 more letters which I'd had in my possession for some time now, that states 2 more incidents by authorities that I will be using in court. If this goes to court, which we're going to push for, there's going to be a lot said. There's things that's been said on certain court papers involving my family. I'm having them in court as well. My solicitor will be writing to you and you'll be stood up in court. If you don't attend court, I'll have you subpoenaed to court. I'll have it adjourned until you attend that court, because some of the evidence what you've given is quite damning and unlawful and lies. I've had those children in here. I've had one since we split up. I had them overnight for 2 nights and visiting and all the rest of it. Weird situation. Very, very weird situation. It's not going to go away. Why doesn't she sit down and ask this what he wants? She won't do that. She's now at the point, or she's been at the point through her solicitors, using lies and emotions as a weapon against me. This is not for the children's sake, let me tell you. This is not for the children's emotion. This is all against me. Her moving on and still controlling me. Control free. I've got it in black and white that she's a control. She controlled me. I've got evidence of controlling behaviour from her. Evidence. Not words that's coming out my mouth. I have got evidence to back this up. Not produced in court because I was locked out of court. Everything that was twisted on the court papers and everything else. She'd got no evidence. Let's get this right. No evidence whatsoever. Not whatsoever apart from what she said or created by her solicitor. So her solicitor made plenty money. That's all that was about. I've got evidence. When this goes back to court, I want these letters producing in family court of hard evidence that's been going back years that needs to be heard. Not just verbal bollocks that's coming out of my head. I've got the evidence for it. Everybody said the same thing. Most people are saying it's emotional abuse on him. Why does he want to reach out to me? What is him? Is he being abused? I don't know. I'm not going to cast aspersions and or anything like that. If I strongly felt there was something wrong, I'd have the police round there today. Or I'd have had the police round there yesterday. Left it 24 hours over to delete the TikTok or block me on that TikTok account. If she was concerned about his welfare and thought this was all wrong, would you not block that person straight away? Of course you would. Of course you would. If I get a message from somebody or on whatever it may be, Facebook, TikTok, WhatsApp, anything like that, and I'm not happy, you're blocked. I don't reply, I just block them. If I'm on TikTok and somebody comments on something I don't like to comment, if it's racial or aggravating or offensive, blocked. That's the way I deal with it. If scammers, blocked. Family members, blocked. Why did she not block you? She didn't block me because she expected me to rise to it so she got evidence to use against me. But that is just rubbish. It would never, ever happen. How did you feel when you read the message? Alarmed and distressed, to be fair. Alarmed and distressed because, you know, it could have been done through an email. It could have been done through an email and it could have been handled a lot better. A lot better. I mean, she could have said, just to let you know, blah, 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 blah. I don't know why he's messaging you. I don't know whether he's missing you. There could have been a civil conversation held between us both on email. On the email, like I say, when she messaged Michelle, she accused me of not making contact, this and other. Yesterday, she actually spoke to somebody yesterday who got back to me straight away. Because you know when anything goes off like this, people like to get the old phone out and start tic-tacking or whatever. Yesterday, she says, I don't want him having anything to do with these children. That's what she's saying. Loopholes, you know, the government's going to drop themselves right in it soon and things are going to change and a lot of these court orders are going to be unlawful or contested in court, multiple, not individually, as a whole lot will be contested to see whether they're lawful and they have to be changed. That's the way it's going to be. They forget, you know, you're babysitting my children, our children, until they're old enough to come and look for me. And then what will it be? You have out to do with him, you're not living here. Why would a boy, a 14, 15-year-old, want to get a job? This is his word. No, I want a job so I can leave home. That's concerning. And that's what they said yesterday when they read the messages. Quite concerning. Oh, are you not happy? No, I just want my freedom. What's happening? What is happening? This voice for concern, isn't it? And one's left around the same age. Is he going to leave? Is he going to run away? Is he going to harm himself? I don't know. If anything happens to him like that, he harms himself or anything like that, is it on my head? No, it's not on my head, is it? How can it be on my head? It will be on her head. If he's emotional and she's cutting me out to support him, it's on her head. She'll have to live with it, but she will live with it. She will live with it. This is the thing, you know? This is the thing. The oldest one who's left does not regard her as a mother. She regards her as that woman. That woman. Anyway, I'm not aiming this at her. I'm more concerned about the state of him. That's what I'm concerned about, his welfare. If any of them turn up at my door, the police will be called. 2 people up the street said they'll come into the house or stand there, and he won't be leaving the property. He will not be leaving the property. 100%. Social services will be in here. He won't be taken out of this house with the police. My solicitor who lives up the street will be here. If he's not home, my Mackenzie friend will be in this house. He will not leave. He will be kept in this house till the social services speak to him, and it will be up to him what he does. If he says, well, I made a mistake, I shouldn't have come here, then I want to go home, then that's what he'll do. If he wants to, he, she, her, if they want to stay here, they'll stay here. And I will do everything in my power to keep him in this, legally, keep him, everything in my power. Again, there's process that we can follow, and we will follow that. So if they're out there and they watch this and they end up here, you won't be going back to your mum, you'll be staying with your dad. Fact. The emotional, they're at the age now where they're taking everything, education and everything else, emotional sponge. Everything that they're taking in what's happening now is going to affect them in the rest of their life. Fact. Talk to a lot of people who had the same similar situation, and they don't have nothing to do with the parents, and they're emotionally scarred, they've got mental health issues, and some have even committed suicide from what's happened in the childhood like this. 700 men a year are killing themselves over this. It's absolutely diabolical. I've kept out of where she's living in Sutton. I've kept away from that. I don't go there. Mentioned that to the police yesterday. Yes, I have a right to go there. I can go there now. I can go there wherever I want. I can sit outside where she's working on a bench and have a coffee, and nothing you can do about it. If I decide to sit outside and have a coffee on that bench and they pass me and approach me and sit outside of me and talk to me, there's no court in this land will convict me of any of offences because none is committed. No offence is committed. Stopping me from seeing them, but living in a pub where they are allegedly, not sure if they live in that pub, allowing hundreds of people every day, every week into there, a public place. So she's protecting them from me, allegedly, for all the things that I've allegedly done, but she's then working and allowing them to live in an environment where there's, we don't know, paedophiles, drug dealers, fact, etc., violent offences. Pub fights break out in that pub. It's a known rough pub. Whether it's been rough since they've had it, I don't know. I won't speculate. But allowing them to live in that environment, stopping me from seeing them from a load of lies, etc., family court, all the rest of it, associating with known drug dealers, people that's been into prison, inviting people into around them children, okay? This is what gets to me. Women stop the partners from seeing the children because alleged emotional abuse and all the rest of it, okay? Never been convicted of anything. But allow people around them into their network that's been punished and gone to jail. And I'm not just talking about the pub environment, and this is other people as well in general I'm talking about. The mothers then say, he's a bad person, don't want him seeing my kids, even though they're here as children, but then go dating people that's been imprisoned or sectioned or whatever around him. So not allowing him around him because he's got these issues, but then having other people around him that's got stronger issues. I don't sort of get the mentality of that. And also, around him that's been in prison and all the rest of it. So, and then sitting there and saying to somebody, the friends are saying, oh, I can't see my children because my ex-partner said this, and this. Oh, you're not like that. Anyway, you're around my children. I think it's okay. So again, not allowed around his own children, but allowed around their children. It's just beggars belief, to be fair. Beggars belief. So they can have criminals, prisoners, ex-druggies, everything else around them, but not the biological father who's done nothing or less. Because in some cases, you know, probably have been abusive and everything, but I just don't get my head around it, which all needs to be addressed in family court, doesn't it? The court system should say that. I should really, I mean, there's people around my children I don't want around my children. I don't particularly want drug addicts around my children and people that's been done for offences and stuff like that, criminal offences and all the rest of it. But they're allowed to go around my children, but I'm not, or or the other fathers out there are not. It's just absolutely stupid. I've got a lot of things in the pipeline and plans what's going to be happening. I will be going live on TikTok. If you add me on TikTok, drop me a message. We're going to go live on TikTok. We're going to discuss all this sort of stuff. Discuss your personal. How's it panned out personally for you with your children? Are you seeing your children as everything amicable? Has the court said you could see your children, then all of a sudden she's stopped? Has she breaching these orders? Has she breached your parental responsibilities? Has she bought your local school where they attend? Has she collected Easter eggs and delivered them there so she can get brownie points? Is that a conflict of interest? I don't know. God bless everybody.